Hey everyone, I'm Adam Kelly. In this video, I'm going to show you how you can very simply create shapes in Blender that have smooth sections as well as hard angled sections. So this right here is a ring that I made, and you can see that it has smooth parts as well as a nice smooth backing on it, but it also has this groove in it that has very hard right angles in it. Typically, this is hard to achieve with smoothing just by default in Blender. And that's partially because we're working with a lower poly count model. We don't really want to increase the poly count. And even if we did, at some point, if you zoomed in on it, you're going to see these quads show up, these rectangles. They're just flat, and that's why you're going to see them. With a lot of shapes, you can just shade smooth, and that solves the problem in some spots, like along this back part of the ring and along this edge right here and kind of through this curve, but it leaves the groove looking really bad. And if you render it out, it doesn't look any better. In fact, it looks worse. This back part looks pretty smooth and this edge looks smooth, but you probably didn't even notice it because of how really bad this looks. So it would be lovely if there was just a checkbox that we could turn on that would make this look perfect. And usually there's not such a checkbox that solves our problem so simply. However, in this case, there is. So if you select this object and you go to your tab here for object data properties, and you go to normals, you can turn on Autosmooth. And by default, this is set to 30, but I've been messing with it a little bit. You can kind of see how as I'm dragging it back and forth, this threshold affects what angle basically it starts smoothing out at. So I found that if I went too high, then it starts to mess up this groove through here. But if I go low enough, then it does start to like give a nice little rounded lip on this ring, which is kind of what I was looking for. So somewhere around like 50 something was a pretty good angle for me. And when I render it out, I get this really nice, smooth looking ring, both here, here, and in here, which is really cool because it's basically no work to get it to look really smooth like that. In the past, I've tried to smooth things out. I've tried to add more edges around these sharper edges and see if I can improve that. But this just really seems to solve the problem really nicely. And the nice thing about this too is rather than, if you were to subdivide it and try and make it smoother, when you got in really nice and close like this and you tried to render it, you would see those rectangular, flat faces. But here we're seeing it nice and smooth, but you can also see that it preserves these nice hard edges like this. So hopefully you found this video helpful. Let us know what you thought in the comments and give us a like if you liked the video. Also, subscribe to the channel if you liked what you see and you'd like to see more stuff on Blender and other 3D stuff. As always, thank you so much for watching.